Hello, everyone. So, we may not finish this whole project today, but I want to get started. Basically, I have a bunch of lost or actually found earrings. Like, I lost the other earring to this pair, so now I just have one seahorse. And over the years, I've found the occasional earring like on the ground or in this room when I moved into it. And I thought, it's small. Could I use it to decorate something? These beads are also from a bracelet that I had. It broke, and I don't love wearing it, but I do want to reuse the beads. So I want to use them also to decorate. And I figured what I would do was make a little painting, a small one, because the beads and the earring are both really small. That's why I got this tiny canvas. It's actually magnetic. And then I can make the painting. And then I can add these details with glue, probably the trusty old E6000 of the beads and the earring. And then it would be this really cool kind of mixed media thing. And if it goes well, I have lots of other earrings again. And I got some more tiny canvases. So I think it'll be really cool. First thing I'm going to do is clip off the post. There we go. See? Now it's pretty much flat. This is an old container that I got for chewing gum once, and it was high quality enough that I was like, I don't want to just get rid of it. So I want to do this painting in watercolor, and I want to start with matte watercolor for adding sparkly details like I've done in the past. We're going to start, maybe I should get a bigger brush. Hold on. We're going to start with the lightest blue, as you might expect. Nice and light. I don't want this layer to be too dark. I don't want this to be too dark, but I do want to make it like non-white. It might take a few layers, but this is about the right blue that I want. Maybe I should start by sorting out the beads because I don't want to use all of the beads from this one bracelet. I pretty much just want to use the blue ones. There's also like silver in it too. I wonder if I could stand to add some orange into this because blue and orange are complementary colors, but I wonder how well that would look with the silver. Okay. I actually don't know where this bracelet is originally from. I got it at a thrift store. Like these really big beads, I don't really want to use in this, but all these shades of blue beads, those are mainly what I want to use. I'm not sure what to do with the earring back either, but I might use it for something else. I might add the silver. It's just like, I don't know? Like what would that look like? Bubbles maybe? Okay. Since there's so many beads, I also may not use all of them, but these are the main colors I want to look at. It might help to add some silver beads now that I think about it to tie in with the seahorse. I'm going to add another layer of this background blue. Okay. I think we shouldn't worry too much about if the values are like even all the way through, because that's just how watercolor is a lot of the time. Once this is a little more dry, we're going to add more layers of like darker blues And I don't want it to be too complicated, but I imagine this looking almost like it's swirling. I'm trying a different shade of blue here. I'm not sure how well it'll show up though. I think this might end up looking like a whirlpool, which isn't necessarily what I was going for, but it's interesting. See, this blue really stands out. This isn't the exact middle, but this general area is the middle. See, I didn't like set out to do this, but I like adding the little dots. I want to add a little bit of lighter blue too. Hmm. I added a few too many dots, so I'm blending some of them out. I'm not sure if I'll add as many pencil lines as I did in my last painting, but I like how this looks so far. This is the middle area. That's where I want to put the seahorse. I kind of like how they're all blending together like this. It reminds me of tie-dye. I was thinking I'd add these little beads, kind of like these little dots. I might come back and add more definition later, not sure. When I do that, I might use an even smaller brush. I'm not sure what it is, but on this canvas, a lot of the paint seems drawn toward the middle. The back of this isn't like completely flat. There's a tiny stub of post left on, but I think that should be fine because with the E6000, you can form like a round drop. Here I have some light sparkly blues, but I really want to use some darker ones too. So I'll probably be using this, which I also got at the thrift store. I can't really show all of it on on the camera just because okay, there you go, because it's so big. I did drop my, like, bead and jewel picker upper, so I'll have to get it real quick. This I just got at the craft store, but I think it'll be really helpful. This end is, like it's a slightly sticky, but it's for picking up bigger beads, although it should still work. See? This one is super tiny. See? I also have these big, big toothpicks that I might use to add the glue later. I wonder if I want to add, hmm, it might look a little too distinct. Okay, I think that looks better. Getting out my smaller brushes. I will probably come back and define this more once it's drier, but I want to start adding the sparkle. That I might do another day, but I really want to see how this will look once I start getting into it. Isn't this interesting how this blue is a little bit more like purplish? This blue that I'm using right now is a little bit greenish, and I'm not sure why, but it's very interesting. I'm adding some more kind of background sparkle. It is still a little bit of a dark blue though, so I might add a brighter one. I'm not sure. I don't know why one of these blues is so green. Huh. Does it look odd? Because there's like these whiter patches. Hmm. How interesting. Okay, once this is more dry, I want to add back some of the darker blues. Okay, that looks pretty good so far. But once this is drier, in addition to just defining these darker parts, I want I want to add, it's not really how it works in watercolor. I want to lighten this up a little bit. Although a lot of these beads are pretty dark, so this might actually work better. This is a kind of silvery blue that I really like. I really wanna cover all the edges. I don't know. I haven't worked with this style of canvas before, so I didn't realize a lot of the paint would be like drawn into the middle. I don't know what it's called. All right. Now I feel like this part looks a little too light. That looks good. I like when the paint blooms a little because it reminds me of bubbles. And something else I'm very interested in. Once this is done, I want to make sure I can like protect it. I have a kind of matte varnish for that. I just haven't used it before. So this is going to be my first time trying it. I wonder if I could make the really dark blues look more like bubbles too. Does this part look a little too dark? Maybe I shouldn't worry too much about that. Yeah, I think if I added the silver beads, they might look like bubbles. I do have a silver color too. Okay. Hmm. I wonder if I could add more dark blue to the background. I feel like the very background looks kind of like a matte medium blue. Hmm. So I don't want to like overcomplicate this because it's watercolor. It looks the best when you kind of leave it be, but I'll try something real quick. I'm trying to make this look nice and blended, but I want there to be some more variety. Okay. Again, right now I'm not worrying too much about making this look super neat, but probably in another stream because this takes a little while to dry. I want to come back and add more fine details. For now, this is like the sketch layer of a drawing. Okay. Okay. Did you ever hear about these centipedes in like prehistoric times? I don't remember which era, but there used to be 8 foot long centipedes. Isn't that cool? Something I want to learn more about is like ancient times in the ocean, and not just like ancient sailing and stuff, but what kind of animals were there before there was modern animals? Because that's where a lot of life on Earth started. It's where like we got stromatolites and then we got algae and then things just kept getting more complicated. I once heard someone explain the stuff in our body. I'm not sure if I can say it, BLOOD, as a way of our body trying to basically imitate seawater because it has a similar function. It carries around oxygen around our body. That's why it can taste kind of salty. And a lot of early organisms just pumped seawater around our bodies. So this is kind of like us doing that for ourselves. Especially because I have a story idea that focuses on like a fantasy version of paleo marine biology. It's something I'm very interested in and would like to understand better. Okay. I wonder, I can see this shining a little bit. I'm not sure how well it shows up on camera, but I can see it. So I wonder if I need to add more, if I can just like leave it to dry. This really does remind me a little bit of a tie-dyed shirt, but that doesn't really bother me. And maybe I could add like tiny bits of silver or white. Like when there's a wave and it has the foam. I think I don't know what it's called, like the crest of a wave. Every once in a while, I remember during like the hype season of the Scarlet and Violet DLCs where the fans were like, "We're definitely getting Unova remakes." But and I don't really remember which happened first, but after Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, they were like, "You know what? We're fine. We don't need black and white remakes." And I actually agree. I don't think we really need remakes of them, but the reasoning for it is like sad funny. If anyone's wondering, by the way, why I turned off chat, it's because there was a couple of creepy people, and right now I cannot afford to hire a moderator. So it's just a precaution. I get like 90% of you are probably not going to be weird. I just don't want to be harassed? I'm really curious also about why you see golden apples in both Greek and Norse mythology, and both of them are like sacred to the gods. In one of them, they're guarded by the Hydra, and in the other, they're Iduns, sacred golden apples. Were they even apples at the time? Did was there apples in like ancient Greece? I don't know. I don't know. But I wonder if they were originally just like, whatever fruit people really valued, and that gets translated as apple a lot. Because people, I think, understand that like fruits are like good for you, they're good for your body. Obviously, gold, super precious. I don't know why this spot is here. So I guess I'll just put a beat on it later. Okay. I think a lot of this might just again, it's less visible on camera. It's shinier in person, but I really like the overall effect this has so far. And I noticed the kind of greenish blue, a lot of these beads are sort of greenish turquoise. I don't know why they look blurrier up close. For some reason, my camera is like the opposite of a normal camera. It makes things blurrier when they're closer to the lens, and I don't know why that is. But I like that. I think it works well. I don't really want to use these big silver beads right now. I want to use them for something else. But I have a lot of small silver beads that I think would work for this project. Earring back. I'm not sure what to do with an earring back, but I'll try and think of something. I also like that these beads are kind of irregular because I think that works really well with the watercolor painting. There's also a lot fewer silver beads than of the other colors, so I want to use them sparingly. Hmm. I haven't used these watercolors too many times, so I'm not 100% sure how long it's going to take them to dry. So for now, I want to just practice like sticking the beads onto things because that's not something I've ever done before, and I want to make sure it actually works, like sticking beads onto a canvas. We're using E6000 because that's usually what does this kind of job, but I just want to make sure. So I have some somewhat bigger canvases that I'm going to use for a later project, but we can try using one for this. Okay. I'm adding on a tiny, tiny bit of glue. I'll see how much I need. I think I may need to add a bit more than that. I was worried about adding too much. So little. I'm trying to add little, like, dots of glue. I get that this dries clear, or at least it's supposed to, but I don't want it to, like, super show up. See? I don't want it to be, like, distracting. I wonder if I could use some of these to make a little pattern, you know? That could be fun. That was the wrong tool. Whoops. I think this does take a little bit to dry. I think I should be able to, like, remove these if I need them for this painting, but I wanna make sure I know what I'm doing with this technique. I'm not sure if I can paint over this glue. Whoops. I wonder if I could leave this part of the canvas blank, and then it could be like a border. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this one yet, but it's bigger, so I could stand to make, like, a bigger scene on it. I may not get to adding the beads onto this today, but I wanna add some more defined, like, strokes of paint before we're done. That's pretty. That looks pretty good. Ooh, this is almost dry now. I wonder if I really need to add more definition. I kind of like it like this. Something else I might do is just make some sketches on this, but I'm not sure. I may not add a whole border around this because I obviously still need some of the beads. It's like an embellishment. Yeah, long story short, I think this is plenty strong enough. It should be fine. I also have some much larger blue beads that I want to try and add. Hold on. Although I don't want to do that before I add the paint. Hmm. Super, super light blue for now, but I might come back and darken it. Hmm. I'm not sure about this blue. There. Interesting. Very interesting. I didn't set out to make two paintings today, but it's fun. Once I've added some more to this one, we'll be done so I can let these dry. And then we can come back and add more another time. I'm not sure I want there to just be like a blank white border. I kind of want to add more. Hmm. I might add like a really thin outside border. I might not make this go all the way around. Okay. I really like this blue. It's very pretty. Hmm. Looks a little too perfect. Hold on. That's better. Just blend it out. Just blend it out. I might add some more of the bigger beads around here once obviously all this is dry. I just want to add a couple more details. I wonder if you can see this blue. I do also have a sort of softer, more purple blue. I really like this purple. I might add some more around here. Although that might look strange. I might add some around here. But I also like how this looks right now, so maybe not. Even if you can't see this too clearly, I really like the kind of depth that it's adding. Okay. Need to close the E6000 real quick. I forgot we don't want it to dry out. Okay. This is really unique. I like it. And I have some turtle earrings that I may add to this another time. And I'm not 100% sure when that'll be. I'm still setting up my schedule for the next week, but I will see you then right here on this channel, obviously. And I'll post these once they're done and everything on my other places, my Kara, my Instagram. And once I have the varnish figured out, they should be up for sale on my Etsy. Although I may be moving to Ko-fi soon, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you next time.